Hello ladies and gentlemen, Dodger here. Welcome to another 1-hour build-off review video. Today we are going to be looking at some hot hatches. This week we did the first patron 1-hour build-off. This to try and limit the entry list of these 1-hour builds, as the streams were starting to get to be more than 6 hours long. It was a bit too much, and I wanted to be able to actually look and review at every car to some greater degree during the stream. So this was the first step towards that, and I think it was really productive. We had just over 20 cars, and we were able to really give them a full test, both on a port road course, which was kind of it's a cross between a street race and an autocross event, kind of like a road racing event, as well as a highway run for top speed. The cars were meant to be 2000s hot hatches, which means for our competition, they needed to be front-wheel drive. They got to score 100 in family sport. They have to be under $14,000. The other restrictions for the week were no semi-slicks, a 205 max tire with a 2,500 pound minimum weight, and a 225 3,000 pound minimum weight. So you could either go with 205s, but have to be at least 2,500 pounds, or you can go with 225s and have to be at least 3,000 pounds. Other than that, it was pretty much, try to make an OEM looking hot hatch. This is my entry, which managed to get itself into the top 5 once again, and that's what we're going to be looking at. Well, we're going to look at the legal top 5 competitors. We had a few that didn't quite make the rules. For my car, it was an inline 3 turbo 1.4 liter. I was going very much so on the Fiesta Focus kind of look and appeal. I wasn't super happy with my design at first, but as I actually got to drive it and see the car in the beamng world, I liked it quite a bit. Today we're going to be running the cars on a new map that I found. It is Fujigoko, and it has some amazing mountain roads, a really nice racetrack, and is overall one of the best modded levels that I think I've found for beamng so far. We're going to be using one of these short time trial road sections today that is really well suited for these cars. Shows you the limits and how drivable and approachable they are. And yeah, I'm really pleased to have found this. It's hard on the bit rate and there's some shadow bugs, but overall really enjoyable. was a nice running car. Stable, approachable, and I think really fits the theme of a hot hatch. Something that basically anybody could drive and have fun with. So I'm pretty pleased with the build. We're also look at Rain Z's car today with a cast iron blocked inline 4 2.2 liter, also on the turbocharged train, but this one was a 3,000 pound car, so went for the larger 225 tire. I do like the way that that dynamic worked out. So you could make coupes, or sorry, not coupes, but obviously they're all hatches. You could make 2 doors, or you could make 4 doors, or as some marketing winkers like to say, a 5 door or a 3 door. This was Rain Z's entry, and it has a very era-appropriate look, probably siding more towards the 2005 to 2010 era than the 2000s to 2005 era. And, you know, it did really well with the looks, I believe. Also today we're going to be taking a look at Roundtabler's car, a long car, a magnesium 2.5 liter inline 5, naturally aspirated, and this one falls in the 205 tire class as it is only 2,540 pounds. Interesting look. It's kind of shocked looking. we had some jokes to pull at this one because yeah, it looks very surprised, doesn't it? And I believe it was Brian who noted that it kind of looks like a Neon SRT4 and a Caliber SRT4 had some kind of weird, possibly inbred child, because those are 2 of the same family. But let's not go there. Let's go on the track and drive this car and see what it does. Ground Tabler's car was probably the most wild. Wanted to scoot around off the throttle a lot, just started moving around all over the place at kind of light load, and then when you're on any power, instantly burn off the front tires. It certainly was a handful. We also have ZK today with a very bright entry. This one, a inline 5 2.3 liter with a 10,100 RPM redline. Probably the most notable feature. This one, a 3,000 pound car with a 225 tire. Really nice looks. I think the looks ended up being really good for this car. Fits the era very well, the early 2000s era. It's not personally my favorite looking, but it's very fitting. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the French hot hatches. Well, let's see how it does up this time trial course. ZK's car really surprised me. I didn't expect it to be nearly as quick over the entire stage as it was. And when I got the time, I was shocked, which I guess is the sign of a good car. If it goes really fast, but you don't feel like you're in danger, that's a good sign, especially for this category. Also, today we have Zippy with probably my favorite designed car. We don't have the rim mod here in automation, so there's a couple missing fixtures, but this car looks really nice. It's early. This is a 2002, and it's even pushing that. It looks a little dated, even for 2002. Maybe looking a little late 90s, but not too terribly much. But I really like this car. It looks nice. It flows very well. This is probably my pick for my personal car to own, just based on the looks. It uses a 2-liter inline 4 turbo, weighing in at 2670, so it's using the 205 tire, and a really stout car. I think this is one of our most powerful entries at 296 horsepower. Can we tame 296 horsepower to the front wheels? Well, I guess we'll just have to find out. Zippy's car, too much power. Could not get that power down to the front wheels, and it was too much a detriment. Couldn't consistently keep on the power and feel like I could turn out of the turns effectively. It was too much to overcome, and probably is the only thing that robbed it from the quickest time. So the quickest up the course ended up being ZK's car, which was a surprise to me. I thought Zippy's was going to be quicker, but I think it just had too much power to those front wheels. Couldn't consistently put down power enough. ZK's car was a nice middle ground there and was able to use the power and put down the power, turn into the turns well, and overall was just really the Goldilocks situation. So there you go, there's our hot hatches from the 1 hour build this week. Which one would you have? If you had to buy a hot hatch, which of these cars would be the one for you? I think for me personally, it's going to be Zippy's or my own. I really liked my own build. As much as I hated it during the stream, I like it now. But Zippy's car was probably the coolest looking and would be wild, absolutely wild to drive, that's for sure. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching as always, and thanks to all the patrons that took part in the competition this week. I look forward to seeing you all again next week.